But no, she went through with it. She took it, and not too long, she was down. This is not. My screen was too dark. Maybe she's dead. She dead. Y'all know what to do. Pull up on me, man. Come sit down for this review. Good episode tonight. I felt it was a little step down from the previous week. It started getting hot until, the end, which we're going to talk about. But anyway, reality hits Jukebox hard tonight. She was about to give up the game, man. She about to give up boosting. Not anymore. Hold on. Southside. How will she respond to tonight's events? We're further seeing the spiraling down of Jukebox to where she is currently, well, in the original Power series. Also, tonight's question. The nice fun question. Y'all sound up for the comments on this. Will distractions be Lou's downfall? This man was slipping tonight. He was slipping a little bit tonight. But he kind of recovered at the end of the episode. We'll talk about that. On this side. So also, Rock and Symphony are back together again. Malcolm is further planting the seed of doubt in Kanan. Where are we going with that? Will he eventually find out about the whole, he's his daddy thing? And speaking of planting seeds, Kanan is planting the seeds of death in these streets tonight. The man cooking up a bad batch tonight. He killing everybody. He caught about 10 bodies tonight. Anyway, we about to get into it, man. Okay. What's up, y'all? Give me another air horn. Power Book 3, episode number 7. This one shouldn't really take long. I just don't feel like a lot happened in this episode. It was really just like 2 or 3 major events that happened in this episode. So, dang, I feel like my overlay is like all over me right now. I ain't got time to fix the camera. But anyway, as y'all can see, catch up after the show, YouTube, DJ's Review, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to try to wrap this up as fast as I can because this is going to be a busy filming weekend. My main podcast, the Catch Up Podcast, of course. Mainly music, but I do talk about current events, TV, movies, things like that. But today is gonna be a big one, man. Drake was Certified Lover Boy, Kanye West, Donda. I'm gonna talk about those two. I want to talk a little bit about, Kendrick. He's gonna be dropping some new music, I'm assuming soon. And then maybe a couple current events that I might talk about, but it's still, I'm still thinking about it, but I'm going to shoot that later after I'm shooting, this review right here. So make sure that y'all tune in. It's going to be dropping on Labor Day. So, make sure to go tune in to that, for my music lovers out there. So, now that I've gotten all the promotion out the way, let's go ahead and get into this review. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into tonight's episode. I can say it tonight, but I'm doing this Sunday morning. But anyway, let's start off with the status of Scrappy. There was a little confusion last week about was he dead or not. Honestly, when I was looking on the screen, it was kind of dark and I couldn't. Some people were saying he was still breathing. I thought he was dead. But we found out in this episode that he is not dead. Scrappy's not dead. And he has an eye missing and a kidney missing. So they messed him up pretty bad. Will we see him make some type of comeback? Will he be bandaged up and ready to go back to work like nothing happened? We'll see. But I don't think we've seen the last of Scrappy. But last week's question, do you feel sorry for Scrappy? But this week's question, Will distractions be Lou's downfall? So next segment, we have Rock and Lulu. They're having a phone conversation, and Rock wants to hit back for what Unique did to Scrappy. And so she sends Lulu to go to do a hit on the guy that Scrappy was supposed to shoot up the club with or whatever, and he misses. What? I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, this man is too distracted. So that led me to tonight's question: will distractions be the downfall of a Lulu? Or, will he find his swagger back? Oh, he kind of made up for it at the end of the episode, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, so with everything going on with the music and I was going to say Nicole. What's her name? Jessica. Jessica. I think she's kind of a distraction, to be honest, but we'll see where it's headed. But anyway, where we at? Davina is being introduced to Rock. So early in the episode, Kanan is all dressed up. He looked like he's about to go out. So I'm not sure quite what's going on until his mom rolls up, and then next thing you know, he's introducing her to Davina. Which that's not gonna last long. How long do y'all think it's gonna be before Kanan's just like, I think I gotta let go of this chick. But anyway, Rock, with her motherly intentions, she should know right off the back. She should be like, Kanan, this girl a snitch. Don't date her. But she's like, oh, she's beautiful and all this stuff like that. So, but anyway, so even though Davina kind of led to the whole downfall of the stash house, and because she told Unique all that information or whatever. So yeah. So also Symphony comes to dinner as well. Kanan says, hey, I got a surprise for you, Ma. This he brings Symphony. That man sounds just like 50 Cent. I'm not. Am I crazy? Or does he sound like 50 Cent to me? But anyway, so Symphony comes to dinner. Rock storms out. She's still mad at him, but they make up pretty quick after he storms out after her. So I was like, I thought they were gonna string it along a little bit for a couple episodes, but I guess kind of to speed things up. I assume this is like 10 episode run or something like that this season. So yeah, Symphony of Rock, they're making up, and of course Kanan is getting real comfortable with Symphony. I still think something's gonna happen to him according to the laws of TV drama. When the guy gets along with the other guy, and something's gonna happen. I think something's gonna happen. But anyway. So after this, Jukebox is walking with Nicole, and they're starting to get closer. Even Jukebox admits that she's her girlfriend or whatever. She calls her girlfriend, and she's gonna give up boosting and all that stuff like that. And when she said that, I'm like, oh man, what's gonna happen? And it went down tonight, man. I was not expecting what happened tonight, but let's go towards that's gonna be towards the end of the episode. So just hang with me. Okay, so back at Davina's house, she's getting more suspicious because she heard about Famous's rap, and she connected the dots, and she's like, okay, he was talking about D Wiz. And she's like, okay, I know he's not about that life, but I know you are. So the Famous is making it hard for Kanan, but he needs to get rid of her anyway. So, but anyway, they do meet up later, Kanan and Famous, and I thought it's just gonna be kind of a downward spiral, but they just kind of made up real quick. So I was like, what? So I know we got a couple more episodes to go, so something else might happen, but they made up pretty quick, and that was pretty much the end of that. So I guess they squashed whatever problems they had. And then early in the episode, I forgot to mention that Marvin is doing that plan that Kanan came up with, and by the highway, sitting up by the highway and stuff like that. And then later in the episode, Kanan kind of flexes on Marvin's guys a little bit. They're chopping up the stuff in the stash house or whatever. They're trying to they have to, I guess, thin out the product, so to say, because they're running short. And Kanan's like, yeah, that's my idea, about the store. That's me, all that's me. And one dude was kind of side-eyeing him. He didn't like it too much. So he was quick to rat on him when this whole thing just imploded. So more on that. I'm getting to that in just a second. But anyway, Kanan's kind of feeling himself. He thinks he's a big mastermind. What's the word I'm looking for? Kingpin. But he's gonna find out in this episode that he has a lot to learn about this whole cooking crack and cooking crack right. Cause boy, he made a bad batch tonight, and it took everybody out. So they tested that stuff out like on about 10, 15 people. So he caught about 15 bodies tonight. So Kanan's he's racking them up. And plus a huge body at the end. So gonna talk about that. Okay. So where am I at here? So Rock is going to meet up with the store owner's wife. I think her name is Luciana. I haven't known her name since we've been introduced. But yeah. So she has to meet up with her cousin. She goes up to meet him, and she wants to go into the price. She's ready to finalize the deal, but dude's kind of like, hold up, not yet, not yet. So she doesn't quite have her connect going yet, but we also noticed there was a little exchange between I guess the dude's bodyguard or whatever and Lulu, and he was talking about the show and the music and stuff like that. And once again, Lulu's kind of feeling himself on the music end. He thinks he's a big time music mogul like P Diddy or something like that. So once again, will distractions be Lulu's downfall? Y'all answer that in the comments. All right, so later Jukebox meets up with Kanan, but Kanan is stopped by Malcolm, and of course the rock that he has, that batch of crack, he passes it to Jukebox. She has her way, and then Malcolm he's talking to Kanan, and he's planting that seed of doubt. He's trying to tell him that he's his father without telling him. He's hoping that Rock will tell him. So he keeps asking, you told your mom about me? Keep asking about me again, basically. So this plays a little bit into the end of the episode. Then of course, we get to the scene where, they decide to test this batch of crack that Kanan made. It killed a whole bunch of people. And so it's some potent stuff, a little too potent. So I went over that. So this leads into the Nicole situation. So Nicole and Jukebox are walking, and Jukebox is supposed to be going to this ball of Nicole's tonight. And she's having a problem finding a dress. And we saw this part where she had this red dress on. I was like, man, that don't look right at all. So Nicole wants to see what she's going to be wearing. She's real curious, but Jukebox won't go for it. And so I thought at that part where Jukebox, they sat down, then Jukebox went off to go do something I couldn't remember. And I thought she was going to take that time to, I guess, I don't know if the dress or the suit was that in the bag then. I can't remember. I thought she was gonna look and peek and see what she had in the bag. I didn't think she was gonna look and to get the crack. I was like, oh man, wow. Okay, so that really surprised me right there. And we already knew what was gonna happen. We knew what was up. But I do think towards the end of the episode, I think for a glimmer, for a moment, I thought she was going to put it back. But let's get into that a little bit later. So, yeah. But anyway, we do go back to Rock and Symphony. And, of course, we have the obligatory sex scene. So they're getting it in, Rock and Symphony. And then Rock is talking about she wants to have kids and maybe settle down one day. I was like, what? That's not going to happen, but it's nice to dream. But anyway, so we leave that there. And then before I get to the end of the episode, let's stop one more time with Lulu. So Lulu stops at the diner to get a bite to eat. Unique pops up and he wants to recruit him to his side. And Lulu, he's being loyal. He's saying, "Hey, I ain't going to your side." And he kind of let it be known that he was the guy that tried to kill. I guess he's his bodyguard or something like that. But the guy that he missed at the earlier in the episode. But I think at some point Lulu is gonna have to make up for this. Next time he will not miss. I think he's gonna kill that dude. But yeah, he was off this game in this episode, but he kind of made up for it. He was, real. He had this real cool demeanor, and then how you kind of told old boy that he was there, but not. He didn't really say he was there, but I thought that was cool. But anyway, Unique lets him go to live another day, I guess. So we'll see what happens there. But Fly Lucifer at it once again. Unique with the situation where he kind of pulls. He knows what heartstrings to pull, the tug on, to make a person kind of think. You know what I'm saying? Like with Davina, and then like with Lulu right here. About how he liked his side hustle, and so he was trying to appeal to that side of him as well. So I like that as far as his character. So it seems real Lucifer like. So that's why I call him the Fly Lucifer. But anyway, now we're at the end of the episode. Nicole is getting ready for her ball dance. And her mom comes in. She has this date set up with this guy, and she like low key said, "Hey, why don't you have sex with this guy?" Because she wants to get away from that whole lesbian deal. So, but anyway, a little bit in this scene, she's in the room by herself. She has the tape that Nicole gave her early on. She starts listening to it, and then she pulls out the crack rock. So I'm trying to figure out where she got the crack pipe from, though. I'm like, she wasn't into the life like that to even know where she would get that from. So, because she was looking at the thing like, what is this, when she first picked it up. So I'm like, okay. So I thought that was a little bit off, but anyway, she proceeds to put it in the pipe. I thought she was gonna pause for a minute and maybe just put it back. I thought they were gonna maybe just for a slight second they were gonna psych us out, but no, she went through with it. She took it, and not too long she was down. This is not. My screen was too dark. Maybe she's dead. She dead. We saw it in the next preview. They saw the picture of it. She had a picture, a big picture at the funeral or whatever. So we saw a slight quick scene from episode 8. This is gonna be episode 8, right? The next episode. So yeah, but how is no, not Nicole, but Jukebox gonna respond to this? Is she gonna blame Kanan because she got the crack from him? But she probably doesn't know that he cooked it. Will she find out that he cooked it, and will she resent him? Will this further cause a rift between them when they just made back up? So how will she respond? But this will definitely be the breaking point here. So we're getting closer to what makes Jukebox in power. So it was a shame because she was getting ready to give up the game, so to say, and go legit for Nicole. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But what y'all think? But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for me. I don't think this episode was as powerful as the previous episode, but towards the end, it really got my attention with the whole Nicole situation. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So let me go ahead and play the 50 Cent. And y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video. So yeah, I'll see y'all for episode number 8 next week, and I'll see y'all next time. I'm out. Thanks. No need to say shit, I'm gonna take it.